Welcome to another video for the Temple of Limitless Light. Tonight we are doing a guided visualization, a path working for the path of Qoph. Let me show you briefly on our tree of life. So far we have gone up the left side of the tree from looking at from this perspective. We've gone to 9 and to 8, and now we are going over to the right side to number 7. And the path connecting number 10 and number 7 is the path of Qoph. The Hebrew letter Pisces is the simple letter sign that goes with it, and the tarot card that goes with it is the moon. So it's this path. Now, this is the first time we get into the subconscious really deeply. It's a more challenging topic. So the moon can be very difficult. It is where we learned, among other things, to separate reality from illusion when we encounter the shadow. So what we will do is do a Qabbalistic cross to get everybody on the same page, connected together in one group mind, a quick lesser banishing ritual of pentagram to clear the space and establish the the camera. Yes. Establish the
Decided it wanted me to be the center.
Okay. Move it over a little bit more. That looks better anyway. But anyway, Kabbalistic cross to connect us together, LBRP to create sacred space and create the container for the experience. And then I will open a gate with a brief gate of transformation ritual to open up the gateway to the planet of Qoph. And we will do a guided visualization from Cicero's book, Garden of Pomegranates. Let us begin. Kabbalistic cross. First, sit in your chair or wherever you're sitting, laying down, and just take a few deep breaths. Breathe from the bottom of your belly, relaxing belly breathing, relaxing the vagus nerve, bringing us into a nice state of calm and comfort. Ground into your feet and feel how the chair or couch, wherever you're sitting, is just supporting your weight and solid, comfortable. Be in our bodies and just feel how our weight is distributed. And now visualize yourself growing larger and larger, your head moving up through the clouds, past the moon and into deep space, till the earth is but a small ball beneath your feet. Above your head, imagine a ball of pure, brilliant light. Reach up, touch the light, bring it down to your forehead, and vibrate. Bring the light down to your heart center. You can silently say the name of your higher self or your guru or Adonai. And bring the light down through the center of your being, past your feet, and into the very fiery core of the planet itself. So you're standing in a column of light and vibrate. Bring the light up to your left shoulder. Visualize a ball of blue flame, representing your unconditional love for everything in the universe. Bring the light across to your right shoulder. Visualize a ball of red flame, representing your will. past your shoulders. Leolam. Amen. The lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Jehovah. Exar. Adonai. Beitome. Kumaya. Agila. Hey, yeah. Before me, Raphael. Behind us, Gabriel. At our right hand, Mikael. At our left hand, Uriel. For around us flame the pentagrams, and within us shines the six-rayed star. The gate of transformation. I invoke thee, the high priestess, as the guide who will protect us and teach us on our journey. I open the gates between worlds. I invoke the high priestess. I invoke the hermit as a fierce guardian who will attempt to bar our way. I open the gates between worlds. I summon the hermit as the guardian. I invoke the tower as the ordeal, the enemy within our heart whom we have strived to overcome, or by fear, be stopped forever. I open the gates between worlds. I invoke the tower as the ordeal. Guide, guardian, ordeal. I open the gates between worlds. Odo cicle, laqua anta lorselque. I open the gate, Qoph. Ol iado, Apollona eonot de a imahorelum, o de rela, o gonasage, isayabas, asada de e ozon de iadon, od la joya, ka meket o donafinel, a la in ananda el a e canonim, e odefe. O Zorameta Aluneshi ad Anane el Qoph, das el de Caselot y Orhela Zoda Asada de Ene di Perim ka a Caprimi ka od das a Charisma y Tiran Torezu da o Exeliale de Oliprit al Ole Quinin al Elaga il Pragma. Od Gonasage, das od Elerunda, ete itran I ugal mizoda odael itran uran asi selat orefe dado o maxi das o irzirdo el cada cicle od agonasuga I sabas ak o gohorolis adesa de a ozean de ia idon. Do ina vazam I mikal zoda apoloya eot I odo o odefe a cicle de las olin. I enfa samindi kilasa gozam rosanin hegato gazama exopitan Salathem, Basafea, Sapiris, Samint, Saniho, Belihom, Nisim, Ginges, Deto Elis. Amen. I invoke the path of Qoph, the 29th path.
Just got really hot in here.
The 29th path is the corporeal intelligence, because it forms every body which is formed with all the worlds and the reproduction of them. I open the path of the moon. Guided visualization, the moon. The now familiar Temple of Malkuth formulates around you. The central flame burns brightly with the renewed passion on the central altar. As before, you intone the names which call forth the inhabitants of this temple. Adonai Haaretz, Sandalphon, Ashim. Sandalphon appears as in your previous journeys, and you exchange the usual signs. She asks, why have you come to the bridal chamber of Qoph in the realm of the active world? This time you hold up the symbol of Pisces for the archangel to see. She leads you to a red-violet archway in the southeast of the temple. On the keystone of the arch is the letter Qoph in brilliant white. Within the arch is a curtain on which is painted the tarot card of the moon. Sandalphon traces the symbol of Pisces, and the veil fades into mist. In its place is a door carved with mother of pearl, on which the Hebrew letter Qoph is in red to violet. You hold out the symbol and trace the letter Qoph before the door, which dissolves. With firm resolve, you step out and into the 29th path.
You find yourself walking along a great sandy river delta, where the Tigris Euphrates flows into the blue expanse of the Persian Gulf. The blue-green waters of the Gulf gently caress the shoreline as the morning sun ascends just above the waters to the east. 2 seagulls swoop by your head, almost diving into the water, only to ascend the winds at the last moment as they fight over some tasty morsel. A commotion draws your attention away from the beauty of the landscape, where farther up the shore, you see a raucous band of humans quarreling with one another. As you approach, you see that they are a primitive bunch dressed in animal skins, ornamented with claws, feathers, and bones. Their skin is very tan from long days spent in the sun. You realize that you're witnessing a very early stage in humanity's development at the mouth of the Fertile Crescent. The humans appear to be fishing and gathering shellfish for food. Small children splash playfully at the water's edge, while a group of women on the beach used sharpened clam shells to cut pieces of fish into strips to be dried in the sun. The men are scattered farther out in the water and on the shore. One man who has impaled a large fish with a wooden spear is arguing loudly with another man in an apparent disagreement over possession of the prize. A shoving match ensues as other men arrive to take sides. A shout of fear suddenly goes up, and the entire group stops to focus on the possible source of danger to the tribe. The men who had been fishing in deeper waters scurry ashore to avoid a large, dark, sinewy shape that slices shark-like toward the land. In a panic, the women drop their tools and grab the small children, scooping them up and out of the shallow water and retreating to the safety of dry land. Once out of the water, the men regain their courage and stand at the shoreline with raised spears, ready to defend their tribe.
The source of the disturbance soon presents itself. The body of a large fish, its skin shimmering with iridescent scales, swims towards the group. About 20 feet from the shore, the fish stops and stands erect like a human being. Beneath the underside of the fish, you see the body of a man joined to the creature. A serene, bearded human face is just below the fish's head. His arms and feet are joined to the fish's tail. The figure raises his arms in a gesture of peace, and immediately you notice a change in the attitude of the human tribe. The men pull back their spears and kneel in the sand below the figure, who they seem to instinctively recognize as a god. Oannes, the Babylonian god of wisdom and light, speaks in an ancient tongue that is not familiar to you, yet you seem to understand the meaning behind his words as he describes the generation of mankind. Oannes speaks.
There was a time in which there existed nothing but darkness and an abyss of the waters, wherein resided the most hideous creatures, which were of a twofold principle. These monstrous composite beings were presided over by Thaleth, the dragon, the moon. Bel came and cut the woman creature asunder. And out of one half he formed the earth, and of the other half he formed the heavens. At the same time, he destroyed the animals in the abyss. Bel divided the darkness, separated the heavens from the earth, and reduced the universe to order. But the monstrous animals, not being able to bear the prevalence of the light, died. The god Bel, seeing a vast space uninhabited, cut off his own head, mixed his blood with the soil of the earth, and from the blood of the god mixed with the fruitful earth, other animals and men were born who were capable of bearing the light. Bel also formed the stars and the sun and the moon and the planets.
You listen, mesmerized by the tale told by Oannes. You have a vision of what is to follow this meeting between the sea god and the ancient people of Mesopotamia. In your mind's eye, you see the inhabitants of the Fertile Crescent building elaborate temples and step pyramids for worship of the high gods. You see humans endeavoring to communicate with the divine by involving humans, but using all of the physical senses through art, through poetry, eroticism, and dance. You see Babylonian priests in ritually ornate robes and headdresses, invoking and chanting themselves into meditative trances, surrounded by magnificent sculptures of deities and billowing clouds of incense. All manner of food, gemstones, and precious metals are brought to the temple as offerings. Some worshippers shave their heads and fast for several days in supplication to the gods. Others perform sensual dance, working themselves to the point of physical exhaustion and falling to the ground in spiritual ecstasy. They push their bodies to the limit in their quest for the divine blessings. Then the vision disappears, and you are on the beach once more, facing the god Oannes.
For the rest of the day, Oannes instructs the primitive humans on the beach, teaching them many things that will advance their understanding and improve their lives. He teaches them agriculture. He gives them insight into letters, writing, arts, and sciences. He teaches them how to build houses, construct temples, and create laws. He explains mathematics and geometry. He prophesies about the future. To those humans who venture to approach him, he grants psychic abilities. At the end of the day, when the sun begins to set, the god Oannes finishes transmitting this knowledge. Turning, he quickly slips back under the dark waters. The humans on the beach are transformed by their experience with the god. A new light seems to shine behind their eyes. They gather up their food and possessions and head inland for the night. In the light of the morning and the dawn of civilization, they will have much work to do.
Soon the night sky is on you. Now the luminary of the moon shines full and bright over the dark waters of the Gulf. Its contorted image is reflected on the water's surface. Your path is clearly visible in the moonlight. You walk away from the beach toward a sandy incline. Soon you are well inland. The landscape, as well as the feel of the path, has changed. It has become more hostile and forbidding. The land now seems rocky and mountainous, with stunted trees growing on either side of the road. The mood has also changed. Off in the distance, a dog bathes at the full moon, which hangs in the night sky like a yellow dinner plate against an indigo tablecloth. Somewhere in the underbrush, a bird is surprised by a small predator. Its startled cry is quickly silenced in the dark. The wind picks up with a howl that rustles through the trees and whips your hair into your eyes. You continue down this dark and eerie path, wondering what to expect.
The moonlight shining through the trees casts monstrous shadows across the road. Ahead, you see the outline of a small human figure. As you approach the figure, you see that it is a handsome child, slight of build, with large, soulful eyes that beg for kindness. I'm lost, the child tells you tearfully. Can you take me home? Protectively, you take the child's small hand in your own and continue down the path. This dark forest is no place for a small child. You are determined to defend the way from all possible dangers that lie along the trail.
The shadows cast by the trees seem ever more solid and menacing. Your limbs seem to grow heavy. Every step you take, you become more physically tired. Your body wants to rest, to sleep. Soon you are exhausted, but you press onward. At length you come to a crossroads. A wooden sign marks two roads with symbols. The road to the left is indicated by the image of a dog, while the one to the right is marked by the image of a fawn. The road that leads straight ahead is unmarked. The child tugs at your sleeve and points to the road that leads left. This way, the child indicates. My home is just down this road. Wearily, you begin down the path, but with every step, your feet feel like lead. You move slower and slower, as if the ground beneath your feet had turned to mud. The child becomes more insistent and pulls on your arm, scolding you for your lagging pace. The full bright moon is gone, as if replaced by a dark new moon. Something is wrong. The path is too dark now. The child looks at you with cold, inhuman eyes. Suddenly, you shove the child away from you. The small figure falls to the ground and transforms itself into a snarling black dog with burning red eyes.
The demon before you is one of the Ampusei, the children of Hecate, the feared goddess of the dark moon. Gathering your strength, you hold up the symbol of Pisces and command the demon to leave. In the divine name of El, in the permutation of the holy name Hey Hey Yod Vav, and in the power of Oannes, the wise, and Bel, the slayer of the dragon, leave this place. The demon dog flees, shrieking into the night.
Painfully, you turn back the way that you came. You feel like your legs will collapse beneath you, but you force yourself onward, far past the limitations of what you assumed your physical body could endure. Sheer willpower replaces the strength in your tired muscles. As you near the crossroads, your strength seems to return with every step. You realize how lucky you are to have escaped the deception of the demon and the enchantments of the dark path. In the center of the road, you stop. You are revitalized by your victory over illusion. Looking up, you can see the lustrous full moon. The goddess Selene has vanquished the dark moon. The bright goddess Selene has returned to illuminate your path. This time you take the middle road, marked by the symbol of a fish.
The shadows decrease as you continue down the path of Qoph. The sky begins to lighten as morning returns. Songbirds announce the beginning of another day. They seem to rejoice in having survived the night once more. Ahead near the side of the road is a large tree with symbols carved into it. As you get closer, you see that the figures engraved in the bark include an equal-armed cross, the symbol of a fish formed from a vesica, and the word ichthys, written in Greek. It is the protective symbol of a certain Greek mystery religion, a protective talisman left by a previous traveler on the path of Qoph. The path leaves the woods behind and seems to veer once more towards the beach. The warm sand feels good under your sandals. You find yourself walking along the waters of the ancient Persian Gulf, returning the way you came. You wonder how the primitive humans have fared since you last saw them. You don't have long to wait for an answer, for you see them on a hillside overlooking the beach. They're working, constructing reed huts for shelter, using wooden-handled tools for planting and cultivating grain, and casting fishing nets into the water. They have been busy putting Oannes' teachings to use.
Your journey on the path of Qoph is at an end. Walk along the shoreline until you arrive at the entrance to the Temple of Malkuth. You enter and take a few moments to warm yourself by the hearth as Sandalphon seals the portal of Qoph. After standing before the altar flame for a few moments of silent meditation, you salute the archangel with the protective sign. She answers with the sign of silence. You leave the Temple of Malkuth behind and re-enter the physical realm of waking reality. Meditation. A few moments of meditation. We'll open the path of return and shut down the ritual, but feel free to sit in meditation for as long as you like. I open the gates between worlds. I open the gates of returning, of stepping forth by day. We have returned. Uriel, we thank you for your grounding. Gabriel, we thank you for the ecstatic states of being that you lift us to. Raphael, Michael, we thank you for your illumination and protection. Raphael, we thank you for your equanimity and balance.
By this merit, may all sentient beings be free of suffering.
Ritual is complete. Thank you for joining us. If you wanted to be a member of the Temple of Limitless Light, the link is in the explanation. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to shut down the recording now.